Good morning, Columbia. Thank you so much for waking up with us. I'm Curtis Wilson.
I'm Tyler. 5:01 Thursday morning.
It is closer to the weekend.
We're getting close to renaming the BNA airport, the Nashville airport, Dolly. They've collected 51,000 signatures now to change the name.
BNA, what's that, in Tennessee?
Yeah,
Oh.
BNA, the Nashville, Tennessee airport. Supporters say Dolly isn't just a music icon, she's a symbol of Tennessee's heart and soul.
Ooh.
So they want to change BNA to, right now it's just Nashville International Airport, but they want to call it Dolly.
Nice.
It feels going to be a way to welcome people into Music City.
Good deal.
We should name Columbia Metropolitan Airport something. What could we name that? I mean, Tyler obviously would be a good choice, but I don't know what else. I don't know how we'd name Columbia Metropolitan Airport. I don't know. I'll have to think on that.
Okay.
No idea? Nothing?
Wasn't like top of mind.
All right, just a thought.
Yeah.
Just a thought. All right, what about weather? Is that top of mind this morning?
Always.
All right.
A raccoon in Massachusetts is presumably back to scrounging for scraps after being freed from a storm drain. On Monday, a man noticed the trapped animal in the park and alerted police. Officers removed the storm drain's cover, but the raccoon was still stuck. Now, get this. The man then used 2 laundry pods to lubricate the raccoon's head. And less than a half hour later, they got him out. Animal control then came and retrieved that little critter. There you go.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Good. Little raccoon. They can be mean, though, I've heard. I've never really played with one. But I've heard they could be mean. But they are little devils, though. They're little thieves. They're so cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good little raccoon. We should get you know what? I'm going to add that to the farm out back. We get a raccoon out there, too, with the cows and the goats.
You just said they would be mean.
Well, maybe, but no, maybe not. I mean, I don't know if I go pet it. I'm not creating a petting zoo. I'm saying I'm creating a farm out back.
Okay.
You know? We can milk some cows, squeeze some eggs out of chickens.
Gotcha.
You know? I mean, we have all that space. It's just sitting there. Prime realty.
First trivia question for today. A raccoon is related to which animal? Cat, dog, squirrel, bear?
Probably either a cat or a squirrel, right?
Don't know. Never thought about this as a question.
I'm gonna say a cat. Because what's a squirrel related to? A squirrel's got to be related to something too.
I don't think cat, though.
No. All right, I'll go with squirrel. You talked me out of it.
Okay.
You put on quite a case. Quite a case. Yeah. No, I'm sticking with cat. Nope.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it, Wilson. Not going to do it.
We'll see. Got the QR code. Folks can figure it out for us.
There it is. We point to the QR code, but
I know.
That's not on their TV. Point here. Wait, which way? Towards you. This way. All right. Yeah. The QR code is right here. There you go. Click on that. We'll get our act together at some point today. All right, today, I love this. It's Ford Mustang Day. Curtis, I know you're a fan of Ford Mustangs. Of course, one of the most iconic muscle cars on the planet. The Mustang was almost not a Mustang at all, though. It was almost named Cougar or Panther. Now, of course, we know that Cougar ended up on Ford's sister imprint Mercury, but the Mustang was inspired by the amazing P-51 fighter planes that did such a nice job in World War II. Ford projected the super sweet pony cars to sell about 100,000 in the first year. They sold 400,000 of them at $2,300 a clip. That's about 20,000 today, by the way. Good luck trying to find a Ford Mustang for 20 grand, but that's okay. Now, for over the last decade, Mustang has been the most popular sports car on the planet. Over 10 million being sold over the last 60 years. The average price, by the way, like I said, is like 40 grand nowadays, Curtis.
Okay.
But there is something about those old muscle cars for sure.
Classic ones, boy. Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My cousin had, growing up, I lived with my grandmother in New Hampshire, and my cousin had a hatchback convertible, or fastback convertible. He parked it, and I just, year after year, I just watched it waste away. It finally rusted out, and they just hauled it off. My goodness, what a waste of a car.
You could refurbish that thing.
I know. I mean, this is when I was like 15. I was busy driving like, Bo and Luke Duke, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, so happy Ford Mustang Day today,
There it
buddy.
is. be safe out there on them roads.
Absolutely. You know, it may not seem like it sometimes, but we live in a pretty inexpensive area. Now, I know that sometimes paying bills, even in Columbia, Lexington, can be a bit daunting, but there are many cities, Curtis, that you can make over $100,000 and still not be able to pay your bills.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. We're coming at 93 on the list of cities, but San Jose, California, San Francisco, Boston, Honolulu. Where's Oxnard, California?
In California. Like what it's close to?
Yeah.
That city right next door.
Okay. All right. Close enough. D.C., L.A., San Diego, Seattle, Poughkeepsie. New York.
Poughkeepsie.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, you still cannot pay your bills on $100,000. That's crazy.
That's in those cities you just mentioned?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You get, come up, $2,000 short a month.
Mm.
You know? I mean, not that I guess $100,000 is that much money anymore, but it's still a good amount of money.
Yeah. I guess with everything going up in the whole 9 yards, and
yeah,
it's tough to keep up.
It is, but I still think I have friends and people I've met, they're moving down from like New York and from California that are buying like big houses, and they're happy. They've sold their house in like say California, and they come buy a house in cash, and they still have a little money left over. I'm like, good gracious.
Yeah, it's tough.
I met a couple the other day that their tax bill was like $9,000 a year just in taxes.
Really? Where are they from?
Wow, upstate New York, or not upstate, but New York or Long Island or wherever.
Okay.
I mean, I'm like,
crazy.
Just taxes? Oh my gosh. We're very blessed to be here, I guess is my point.
South Carolina is nice.
Yeah, it sure is. Sure is.
Forget an invasion, which could be alien type, you know what I mean? Here's another one for you. Cicada. Yeah, those cicadas actually, that invasion is coming. The second largest periodical cicada brood is expected to emerge this spring in about a dozen states in the eastern U.S., including South Carolina. Billions of bugs will come out from the ground when that soil temperature reaches about 64 degrees, which could happen this month or even next month in May, depending on the location. Cicadas are known for the loud buzzing sound that it makes when they're looking, those males, they're looking for a mate, so they get pretty loud and rambunctious.
Rambunctious. They make quite a ruckus as they're looking for love in all the wrong places.
I remember seeing video, I think it was last year, and I can't remember what city it was, but it was in South Carolina. But it was in the downtown area. They were all over the ground out there. It was crazy. Yeah.
And they crunch when you step on them.
Yeah.
You know?
Just crazy. They say they're not harmless. I mean, they are harmless, but it just...
but I still want flying around and landing on me and all that stuff, and they're so loud.
Yeah.
You know? Keep it quiet. Go look for a mate the old-fashioned way, quietly. Making all kinds of noise. Look at me, I'm over here. Hey! Hey, baby, look over here. You're a cute bug. Is that 17 eyes you have? Oh, I like what you done there. I don't know if they have 17 eyes. I just figure they're insects, so I think it's something.
Trivia question we asked you, a raccoon is related to which animal? It's a bear.
Oh, 50% of people got it right on the QR Club, and 37 said squirrel. I think I said cat, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah, oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well. Burger King has got a 1-cent cheeseburger for you.
1 cent?
1 cent. You get
What's the catch?
That's the great question. You've got to purchase $1 or more, something worth $1 or more, and you can only do it through the app or on the BK.com.
Everybody wants you on the app.
Yeah, because they want that data. That data makes a lot of money for people. They sell that. So yeah, you have to spend more than $1, but you can have a burger for 1 penny, and you can only do it through the 20th. So only a couple more days, and use a 6-digit my code.
Okay.
So there you go, 1 cent cheeseburger at the King. Is the King even relevant these days? I mean,
Burger King? Yeah.
Where is there a Burger King?
The broiled two-notch belt line.
Is there one? Okay. I don't see a lot of Burger Kings around anymore.
Got them all over still.
Really? I still don't see them. I don't frequent fast food restaurants much anyway, but.
Gotcha.
But okay. Well, there you go.
Whenever you're at a stoplight, you can always tell that charbroiled smoke comes your way.
Okay.
Am I right? Useless trivia.
He goes, eh. That's all right.
The weather. If you're one of those people who text with abbreviations or shortened words, you might be sending some unspoken signals. A survey done by American Texters presented over 1,000 people with identical texts, one with abbreviations and one fully typed out. Well, they found participants were less likely to reply to the one with abbreviated text, saying it was less sincere and not worthy of a reply.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't like getting the K, you know?
You want the O in front of it?
Yeah, I want you to take time
Yeah.
to at least give me 1 second of your attention if you're going to be rude enough to text. Yeah. You know, people get very angry about the K. But because you're not going to be like, K, in public. You say, hey, Tyler, come sit with me for a minute. K, you're not going to do that.
Couldn't even abbreviated ones be misinterpreted, possibly?
Well, anything can be misinterpreted on a text. That's the problem.
This is true.
Think about how many fights you have over text that aren't even a fight.
Yeah.
Because you can't have any kind of, context. You don't have any of that.
Yeah. No emotions either.
No.
Unless you add the emojis.
Just don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started on those nonsense things.
Okay.
How about we go back to pagers and payphones? Hey, Mom, I'll be home 20 minutes. She'd be like, Kay.
Time now for that trivia question, the second one for the day. What year was the first text message sent? 1978, 1985, 1992, or was it 2000?
I mean, it's got to be 78 or 85.
First? No, I don't think.
You think?
Because you had pagers during those times.
Right, but you had, even in the 80s, remember Sonny Crockett had a car phone.
Did he?
He sure did.
Well, Batman did too, though, but they ain't sent text messages. Jeez. Just saying.
I think it's 78.
I think it's probably C. Only because, like I said, 78 and 85 texts, they had pagers first before the text messages thing came out.
Okay. I'll tell you, why don't you pick up your phone right there, hit that QR code right there, and then text us and tell us if you think you're right.
Okay.
I'm going to go with 78. I'm going to do it.
Perfect.
All right, so we found this random jar. It's a mason jar. It's got some substance in here. We're curious. We've been wondering all morning long what's in here. So we decided we'd go ahead and play Beaver Will Do It. Come here, Ross. Come on. Just give it a little whiff. Thank you. Just give it a little whiff. Here we go. Here we go. All right, this is our producer, Beaver.
It's tea.
It's tea. All right. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Mystery solved. See? Yes. Sometimes, we're investigative journalists. We have to find the truth. We track answers down to questions that people have. I've been staring at that jar all morning long, wondering what it was.
I didn't even care. Didn't even see it.
Well, it turns out it's tea. Asking the important questions here at...
There it is.
That's our new segment. It's called Beaver Will Do It.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's go ahead and
Poor
get to the
Austin.
weather.
To anyone who was looking forward to the Fire Festival 2, by the way, there is some upsetting news. It's been postponed. It was set to take place in Mexico between May 30th and June 2nd. Ticket holders received a message saying, in part, quote, the event has been postponed and a new date will be announced. We have issued you a refund. The event was meant to be the sequel to the original Fire Festival in 2017. The founder, Billy McFarland, he spent nearly 4 years in prison after he was convicted of defrauding investors out of more than $27 million.
Hang on, let me show you my I'm shocked at that news face. Ready? Here we go.
I'm wondering how many people actually brought tickets for Fire 2.
You know, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. If you bought tickets to the second one, you fool and his money soon parted, you know?
Well, it says they got a refund, so hopefully that's true.
Well, if they've got refunds, I'm glad. At least he doesn't want to go back to jail, you know?
Yeah,
But I am in no way, shape, or form shocked by that.
right.
Crazy. We should have a Good Morning Columbia festival.
I think he was trying to do one like the Burning Man, right? Because that
Yeah.
was successful, from what I understand. I don't know.
Coachella. What's the one? There's one in Austin.
South by Southwest.
South by Southwest. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get what he's trying to do, but
Yeah.
oh, I got to push the button. Hang on a second, y'all. There you go. Time for the day planner. Not bad.
All right, time to answer that trivia question. We asked you, what year was the first text message sent?
The answer is you were right, 1992. The first SMS message was sent by Neil Papworth, who used his personal computer to message Merry Christmas to a phone of a colleague. 83% of folks got it right.
Well, there you go. Yeah, pagers. Beep, beep, beep. That's all you had then.
Oh, yeah.
Back then.
Yeah. What was it? What was the number? 553-78008?
What was that?
No, wait. Wait. Let me figure this out. 8008. Oh, never. I'll get back to it. I can't remember.
Now you have inquiring minds.
Well, no, you could send messages, like you could spell
And you
things
turn it
out.
upside down
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, you could spell like loser or, you know.
Is that what you were just trying to spell?
Well,
80008?
yeah, I was trying loser, but I couldn't quite
Oh.
figure it out. LOO, whatever.
Right.
You know, we live in a world where people just want to overshare. People are just willing to part ways with any of their information. They put stuff on Facebook and all these things. People are sharing things with GPT that they shouldn't, like identity information. Don't share your personal identity information.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. They fill out forms and things, and I don't know if they're doing it to maybe have ChatGPT help them write resumes or whatever it might be. Medical results, you don't want to share that. People are putting in chat like their medical results in hopes that maybe they could help, figure out what's wrong with them, I suppose. Login information, financial accounts.
What?
Why would I share my financial login information with a ChatGPT? Makes no sense. Private corporate info. These people are just, according to the New York Post, people are just sharing ridiculous things
We
with
overshare with the advent of social media.
with anybody. Speaking of which, by the way, Gen Z. Curtis and I will give you some. Which one's Gen Z? Is that like the young skulls full of mush?
No, I'm Gen Alpha.
Which one's that?
I don't know.
What is it?
I'm Gen Z. Gen Alpha's a new one.
Okay, Gen Z. All right. Well, some things you might be doing wrong. Spending too much time online. I think we can all agree. I think we all do that. Spending too much time online. Too much retail therapy. You ever go treat
Go
yourself?
shopping because you're upset or
Yeah.
need to get out.
You know the old phrase, treat yourself, don't cheat yourself.
That's your phrase.
It is. Procrastinating. You know
it
what?
done
We'll do
tomorrow.
the rest of the. No, I'm just kidding. See what I was doing there?
I see.
Procrastinating.
Yeah.
Overusing credit cards. Yeah, I mean racking them. I guess that goes with retail therapy probably.
Right.
Not saving enough money. Reading.
But that's like so many generations with that one, not saving enough money.
Yeah, but what do they think you're supposed to have in the bank? Aren't you supposed to have like 3 months
Something
salary?
times your salary, yeah.
Like 3 times your salary, 3 months salary in the bank or something like that. And
I
people,
guess.
a lot of people don't even have $1,000 in the bank.
Tough to do.
It is, especially when you're trying to buy eggs. Because I love a good egg.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But remember, there's 1-cent hamburgers at Burger King. You gotta spend
Breakfast the other morning, and the guy says, "How many eggs you want?" I said, "Just one." Catch him at the noon, 5, 6, and 11. Happy birthday to Christy Vaughn as well. Enjoy.
Good to each other, yeah.